I know a lot of people saw the title and probably thought, wait, they're killing Loki? And honestly, I wanted to start this video with those exact words. Loki is getting killed. But the truth is, he's not actually being killed. He's being balanced. He's finally going to be turned into the kind of style that makes sense for his rarity. And to be honest, this is something the community has been asking for ever since he was released. But before we go further, I just wanted to remind you that if you are interested in my content, please don't hesitate to like this video, and of course, subscribe to my channel. It's honestly just boosting my mood every day and keeps me motivated to make daily videos. So thank you in advance. Let's get back to the main topic. Let's back up for a second. In the last update, Loki already got a pretty big set of balance changes. His trap was removed, and I think we can all agree that was one of the most hated parts of his kit. That trap annoyed literally everyone. It let him snag the ball in ways that felt unfair, and there was basically no counterplay if he used it properly. With the trap gone, Loki immediately became easier to play against. That was the first step toward making him fair. The devs also changed his gear shift. They slightly decreased the stamina consumption, which might sound like a small detail, but it's actually a huge quality of life change. Before, gear shift felt like it drained you too quickly, and you couldn't rely on it as much as you wanted. With less stamina consumption, you could use it more often, and it started to feel like a proper centerpiece of his kit. That change alone made Loki more enjoyable to play and less frustrating to face. I actually thought that was one of the most perfect balance changes the devs have done in a long time. It wasn't flashy, but it addressed the real issue and made the kit healthier. Now, fast forward to this week, and we're already looking at the next round of Loki changes. This time, it's not just a nerf, it's basically a rebalance. Earlier today, a poll went live in the official Discord, and one of the lead devs asked the community a very direct question. Should they remove one charge from Loki's Godspeed dash? But there was a catch. Along with that, they would buff Gear Shift's speed gains and reduce its cooldown. So basically, take away some of his dash power, and in return, make Gear Shift stronger so it becomes the focus of his kit instead. This poll is still fresh as I'm recording this, but the majority of players have already voted yes. And honestly, I don't see that changing by the time the poll closes. It looks like we're heading straight toward a version of Loki with one less dash charge and a stronger gear shift to make up for it. Now, for anyone who's still confused, let me break this down simply. Removing a dash charge means Loki will have fewer chances to zip around the field out of nowhere, stealing the ball or skipping past defenders without effort. And that's good because those dashes have been one of the most unbalanced parts of his kit. They let him turn defense into offense instantly with almost no counterplay. By cutting one charge, you make those moments rarer. They're still powerful, but they don't happen as often. At the same time, buffing gear shift means Loki's main identity shifts from being the guy who spams dashes to being the guy who builds speed and uses it smartly. That's a much healthier identity, and it's also way more skill-based, because anyone can press a dash button and steal the ball. But managing your gear shift properly, timing it right, building up your speed, and then using that momentum to outplay your opponent, that takes actual skill. That's what makes a style fun, and that's what makes it balanced. And honestly, this is something I've been saying since day one. Loki is a master rarity style. He's supposed to be strong, he's supposed to be flashy, but he's also supposed to be balanced within that rarity. And right now, he isn't. Even after his last set of changes, he's still able to abuse his dashes in ways that feel unfair. You're running down the field, you've got the ball, you think you're safe, and suddenly Loki just teleports onto you with a dash, steals it, and scores. It's cheap, it's frustrating, and it doesn't feel good for anyone. Compare that to Livigno, another master rarity style. Livigno is strong, but he's not broken. In the right hands, he's amazing. His dribbles are stylish, his moves are fun, and his flow makes sense. But you actually have to know how to use him. I've seen plenty of players who pull Livigno and can't do anything with him because they don't know how to manage his dribbles or time his shots. That's balance. That's what a master rarity style should feel like. And that's exactly what Loki needs to become. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there are people out there who love Loki exactly the way he is. They love the instant dashes, They love the feeling of stealing the ball out of nowhere. They love abusing that mobility. But if we're being honest, that's not healthy for the game. It's fun for the Loki player, but it's miserable for everyone else. And that's not balance. The devs understand this, which is why they're asking the community if it's time to make this change. And with most people voting yes, it's clear that the majority agree. The interesting thing is that the devs aren't just nerfing him into the ground. They're not removing the dash entirely, they're just cutting one charge. And then they're buffing gear shift to make up for it. That's the important part. They're not trying to kill Loki, they're trying to fix him. They want his kit to revolve around gear shift because that's where the skill expression is. That's the move that can make him feel unique without being unfair. And honestly, I think that's the right direction. As for when this change will happen, we don't have an exact date yet. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be bundled into the same update as the Neil Rin and Neil Isagi reworks. Those are already confirmed for this week, and it would make sense to push all of these big reworks and nerfs out at the same time. So don't be surprised if when Rin and Isagi get their new kits, Loki also comes out of that update with fewer dashes and a stronger gear shift. And that's going to be a big moment for the game. Because think about it. In one patch, we could see Rin finally get his OG curve shot, Isagi finally get rid of his broken lefty shoot and get a real rework, and Loki finally get balanced in a way that makes him fair but still fun. That would be 3 of the most popular styles in the game all being fixed at once. That's massive. Now, of course, we don't know exactly how gear shift will be buffed. They said speed gains and cooldown reduction, which sounds great, but we'll have to see the actual numbers. If it's too much, Loki could swing back into being broken again. If it's too little, he could feel underwhelming. The balance has to be just right, but the fact that the devs are even thinking this way, shifting power from no-skill dashes to skill-based movement, gives me hope. And before I give my take, don't forget, the next update that's dropping this week isn't just about Loki. It's confirmed to be the rework of 2 of the most important styles in the game, NEL Isagi and NEL Rin. One of the lead devs even wrote this clearly in the Common Questions tab on the official Blue Lock Rivals Discord, so it's not speculation anymore. It's happening. And like I said in my last video, this is huge. These 2 have been in desperate need of changes for a long time. Isagi lost his only useful dash and got stuck with that buggy lefty shoot, while Rin has been left waiting for his OG curve shot to come back after they promised it. Both of them have been sitting in this awkward spot where they're technically balanced, but not in a fun or satisfying way. This upcoming rework week is their chance to finally feel authentic again, and the community is already hyped. So here's my take. Loki isn't being killed, he's being saved. He's being turned from an unfair, frustrating style into a proper master rarity style that's still strong, still flashy, but actually balanced. And if the devs get this right, I think Loki could go from being one of the most hated styles to being one of the most respected. But I want to know what you think. Do you agree with the change to remove a dash charge? Do you think gear shift should be the centerpiece of his kit? Or do you think Loki was fine the way he was and didn't need nerfs at all? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know this is going to be one of the most debated changes we've seen in a long time. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to cover every single update in Blue Lock Rivals.